Hi friends, today I'm going to show you how to create a counter app using Python. For example, let me show you the counter app I'm talking about. Run it. A simple counter app that when you press the plus sign, it will add a new number by +1, +1, +1, and when you click on the subtract button, it will reduce the number by -1, and when you click on reset, it will start all over again, turn the number to 0, and when you add, you just keep adding and subtracting. Just a simple counter app. Please, if you are new to this channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit the like button. And every week I'll be uploading new videos every week, so just keep around and wait for my weekly videos. And also, please don't forget to sponsor me on PayPal. Anything you can support me with, anything you have that can support me on PayPal, please don't forget to support me. Thanks. So let's get started. So before we get started, please, I want you to know something, that if you haven't installed Kivy module, I have a video for you about how to install Kivy. I've made a video on it. So the video is at the description below. Don't forget to watch it. So from now, we are going to be covering some sections, which is number 1, the user interface of Kivy. Number 2, setting up the layout of the counter app. Number 3, making commands to Kivy. And number 4, running the program. So let's get started with the work right now. So now let's start writing some things now. So we are going to write from Kivy dot UIX dot box layout, import box layout. I will explain what this box layout means later as I'm going on. So we are going to say from Kivy dot app, then import app. That's what we are going to write. App. Yeah. So from Kivy properties, Kivy dot properties, import. Okay, yeah, the import is there. I don't need to write. Import string property, and finally import pickle. So that's all for the importing stuff. So now what we are going to be doing here is to create a simple screen with Kivy. So here's what we are going to do. If you want to create a screen for Kivy to display something for us, like a screen first. So you write class, then name of the app, counter app, then open bracket app, then we write pass, and we just write counter app dot run. So let's run it now. Now you can see, now it's a blank screen. As you can see how it is, so the screen is blank, so we haven't put anything inside. That's why it's showing blank screen. So let's start putting some stuff inside. Now there's something important I need to tell you about this app. Don't forget to put app. It's compulsory. If you are creating a class for the application, you have to put this app into this bracket. If you don't put this app, it won't run properly, or it's not going to even run at all. So here's what we are going to do about. So now our goal now is to insert this button into the screen. Like, let me show you. We insert button, text, and all this stuff. So right now the screen is blank. So here's what we are going to do. So we come to this side, we go to file, new, we click on file, new file name, we call it this same class here, which is counter app dot kv. It's very important, don't forget to put the kv. So it says a file with the name counter app.kv already exists. So let us we've already created the counter app kv file. So let's start writing some code. So we are done with this UI interface of Kivy, whereby we are able to display an interactive screen. So we are done with it, and we have been able to create a layout where we are able to fix something into the screen, like button or any kind of stuff. But yet we are still going to fix some other buttons and text on the screen. So let's do something here. So the same thing, we are going to create another button. Let's create another button. Let me just copy and paste rather than wasting time. Create another button, then we paste this one here, put minus here. So let's run it. You see, that's what I'm talking about it being about the layout, how it's going to arrange your whatever properties you want it to display on the screen. That's how you arrange all of this, like this plus button and minus button. So you see it's well fixed in the screen because of this box layout. Right from the time I told you that box layout, it has been programmed in the module for it to perform certain functions like this, like the function, like to help fit certain objects on the screen. So you see minus, you can see minus, plus, and minus. So let's add another button, which we are going to call the reset button. So let's Ctrl V and we go and let's write reset. So let's run it now. You see again, it arranged everything properly. So now let's add one more thing apart from. So I don't think we need to add anything. Let's just go on straight to the. Okay, let's add one more thing, which is the text, where it is going to be displaying 0, 1, or 2. So let's add that one, right? So for us to add the screen now, for us to add the text now, here's what we are going to do. We are going to come right over to this side, then we are going to do something very important here. Then we are going to write my text. We are going to write text, then text, then equal to this string property. We are going to be using the string property to display text, the countdown text. So write string property, then what are we going to define that string property as? Let's write 0. So let's run it now. We haven't done something yet. Let's do one more thing. Let's create a let's add something to the screen, which is, call it label label, and we are going to call that label text. And when we write this text, we are going to write root dot that text. We are going to this text right here. We are going to link it here. We are going to write text. So let's run it now. You will see the difference now. It has added a number here, which is 0. So that's how to add the count. That's how we are going to write that's how that's how to write a text on the screen. So as we are now, we've done this UI interface of Kivy, which is displaying displaying the screen of Kivy, setting up the layout, which is arranging those box and text on the screen. So we want to make the command work like so we are in number 3, trying to make the making commands to Kivy. That means that maybe when we press here, it's going to show 1, click here 2, then when we subtract, it's going to reduce, and when we reset, it's going to turn to 0. The value here will turn to 0. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to write def. We are going to create a function. Then the function name is add. You write self. So then here's what we're going to do about this adding. You say self. We are going to say self dot count. Whenever we click on the plus sign, whenever we click on this, on the plus sign on the screen, it's going to show us, it's going to add by +1. We're going to write self dot count. We are going to, I forgot to do something. I'm supposed to create a variable which is count. So we'll come here and create count equal to 0. So we write self dot count. Then we are going to say plus equal to 1. Then that means that if we click on the plus sign, we are going to, it is going to, that value, this string property will increase by +1. That text I mean will increase by +1. So then we're going to say self dot text equal to str dot self dot count. That means that whenever we press the button add, then it's going to add this 1 plus 1, and this text will now be converted, this text on the screen that I was displaying 0 will now convert to that to this count variable here. and display this one, this plus one, the addition of plus one. That is what we are going to do now. So let's run it. Before we run it, let's just run it first and see if it's going to work. It's not working. Do you know why it's not working? Because we refuse to link it. We have to link this add button towards here. So here's what we are going to do. We are going to write on pressed then root on press we are going to write root dot add. So we are going to link this add together with this one. Just watch what is going to happen. Press this. Still having issue. We are supposed to do something. That is to add this here. You should not forget to add this. So we run it. You see it's working right now because we linked it and we add this bracket. So let's go to the subtraction. Let's do the same for subtraction. So for the subtraction, let me just copy and paste this, and just here's what I'm going to do. I'll just say okay, df instead of add, I'll write subtract self. Whenever we press the button, it's going to give us -1 value. It's going to subtract -1, and it is going to be equal to the value in this count will be equal to this text here. So let's create let's also add the same thing for subtraction too. We are going to come here and add subtraction. And let's run it too. You see it's working. The subtract button is working. It just remain all is left is just the reset button. So let's work on that. So for the reset button, let's create another function again. Let me copy and paste. This time is not subtract. We are going to say reset. Reset, right? So instead of it saying -1 or +1, instead of it adding -1 or adding +1, we are just going to say equal to 0. It's going to set everything equal to 0. So then this will be equal to, that text will be equal to the number of this count here, the value of this count right here. So let's run it. No, we don't need to run it first. Let's link it. Let's link this reset button. We're going to write on press then root dot reset. Then let's run it. Let's add a value. Now you see it's working now. Let's subtract. It's working now. So we are already done. Let's work on the final stage now. I want to finally now, apart from us adding and subtracting plus one and minus one, we want to do something very important. The last step is to um arrange the button and the text, this text here. So let me show you how to arrange it. Let me clear this off and and go to, first of all, this is how you arrange them. The text, I want the text to start from the left. So you cut it, then you paste it here. And let me cut it properly and paste. So let's run it now. Yeah, it's properly arranged now, and it's looking nice. And also, no, I don't. If you want to add, you just go here, you write color, then you define the color by the number. I just don't know how to do it, but let me just write any number. What is going to be? Okay, I've written a number right now, and let me paste too. Also, also here too. Let me run it. Yeah, so it's now showing, the plus sign is showing something like light blue. So that is how to make a counter app application. Thanks for watching. Please, if this is your first time watching, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button for more content every week. And please don't forget to sponsor me on PayPal. The link is at the description below. So thanks for watching, and see you next.